Hi everybody, welcome back. I've got a bit of just a general update for you today. I've got a couple of new trains to show quickly and a couple of new layouts I'm working on, which is something to take me over the winter. So for the first time in ages, recently, about a month or so ago, I bought a couple of new trains via rails of Sheffield from Dapol. Here's the first one. This is the A4 Mallard. BR Green Lake Crest. I fancied buying this because I don't actually have any steam locos at all, and I really fancied buying a couple of the the large tender-driven locos because I didn't have any, just to see what they're like. So I bought this one, and I also bought the A3 Flying Scotsman, again in BR Lake Crest. I can only show one of these to you today, unfortunately. This is all I've got to show now for the Flying Scotsman, the receipt. So what happened there was I put that down on my test track, started running it in as you're supposed to do, moderate speed, both directions. About 10 minutes into running on the A3, the piston rod on one side just fell off. These kits, they do come with some spare screws, and the tool needed to sort of redo them. So very fiddly, I tried to reattach that piston rod. But I think what happened is when the piston rod fell off and the train was moving, it ever so slightly bent it as it was continuing to run along the track, and it just then wasn't rotating properly after I repaired it. And I tried it a couple of times redoing it, but it just wasn't moving properly. And in the process of then trying to sort out that problem, as it went continued to go around the test track, then the piston rod on the other side fell off. And at that point I just gave up and had it sent back. So that's currently now back with Rails of Sheffield, that one. So yeah, the first bad experience I've ever had with a model train, actually, and this was a brand new one, so that wasn't really a great start for me. But this one, the Mallard model, this has been fully run in, and luckily I'm pleased to say nothing has fallen off this one. It's a really nice looking model, obviously a bit fiddly to put on and a bit fiddly to pick up, but yeah, I mean, I'm just really pleased to see just how much engineering there is in such a small size. And definitely the most complicated model I've got. The piston rods on the side here, they really are quite intricate, so you can see why I struggled trying to reattach it here where it fell off on the other one. This has quite an interesting drive mechanism. So the motor's in the tender, and then it's got a crankshaft, I guess, that goes between there, and it drives these three main wheels here on the actual locomotive. Do I like that? It seems quite noisy to me. It's quite a whirry model. I wouldn't actually say I'm that impressed with the running of it. It seems quite clunky. It doesn't have a very good creep, and it also seems to lurch forward as it moves, and also has a wobble. So that was something I observed on the Scotsman model as well, which has exactly the same drive mechanism, really. So I wouldn't really say I'm that impressed. I'd only give the actual performance 6 out of 10. And I'll show you this one running a little bit later, just to show what I mean. And then I'll compare it to my small Farish shunter model, which you'll see is so much smoother and capable of so much slower running. Anyway, that's enough about that train for now. I'll show you that running later. Now I'll just take you over and just show you a couple of the small layouts I'm working on. So here's the first one. This is a bit of fun. This is about as simple as it can get, really, I suppose. I've got here a shelf which I purchased from B&M. That was £7, and all I've done is put on 2 medium electrofrog points, obviously leading to 3 sidings, and then a single track there going into it with the power applied there. And this is obviously just a really simple switching layout that I'm going to work on, which won't be too complicated at all. That's all the track work put in place. I need to just put some battens in, I think, underneath the shelf, just to give it a bit of height, and enabled me to sort of attach, the back seat and things like that. But yeah, that's just a nice, simple little shelf layout that I'm going to be working on, just to have something to occupy me over the winter period. And then if I move over to the other side of the room, there's the layout previously completed there, obviously, as you know. And anyone that's watched some of my previous videos, there's the other one stacked up on its end on the floor there. But then here's the other layout I've got. So this one's a bit different. So this is a traditional 4x2 foot baseboard, which I bought some time ago, quite heavy. I've reorganised things in here a little bit, so I've now got that propped up quite firmly on these pedestal draw units here, with some old polystyrene packaging there, just softening it between the two. So yeah, it fits quite nicely in the room. It enables me to still move around everything. So what I had a lot of set track curves and a few of the insole frog points, which I don't tend to use set track too much now, but given that I had this baseboard and the set track, I thought, you know, I could do with just a nice little simple set track based layout. So here we have a traditional first radius oval with 1, 2 sidings going off it, and then off that siding there's a few more sidings there. Look, I had one insole frog curved point left over as well. So just got to put this one in here as well. I'm not quite finished, so I'm going to have another one coming out there, and this is just going to be a nice easy play like you know, oval really. And yeah, it's going to be something I can use to test trains on, let trains run around on. But this is going to be my second project, and obviously a little bit more of a play factor. This one, it's not realistic, it's just a small oval, but yeah, it's you know, they come with different things, don't they? So it gives you different types of enjoyment really. So that's that one. What I'll do now is just show you what I mean about this new train. I'll get this one put down on the track here and show you how noisy it is and how it's not actually brilliant at slow speed. So just bear with me to set that up. So there's the A4 Mallard, the Dapol model that's running around this track, and I've got the controller there. It's a basic controller obviously, but that's running around at 30% speed. It's got a sort of distinct whirring sound, which is obviously the mechanism that's used to drive it. But apart from that, you know, this is fully running now. I've had that running around in both directions for probably a good hour now, since before filming this video. It's running quite happily there, 30% speed. It's quite smooth. There's a slight wobbling on one of the wheels, which the camera really won't pick up. But yeah, it's a happy looking model, but it doesn't go very well at a slower speed. So what I'll do is I'll just slow it down and show you what I mean. So if I put the controller down to 15%, okay, so it's still whirring away. It's not bad actually on second thoughts, but slightly slower and it will start to cog. There you go, can you see what I mean? Here you see it's cogging away, and now it's stopped completely there. So even all of those wheels that are all supposed to be driven, powered, it doesn't have brilliant slow speed performance. So the controller now is on 18%. It judders over the points here. These are obviously insole frog points. There you go. I don't know if you picked up the fact that it stopped a little bit. So it's clogging a bit as it runs. It's definitely happier, sort of above 25-30% power. So it's not bad, but maybe not as good as I thought it might be. Whether or not it will slowly improve as it gets older and the hours rack up, I'm not sure. But yeah, I would say maybe 6 or 7 out of 10 for that performance. And this is completely clean track. You know, it's not been ballasted or anything. It's always clean. So maybe not as impressed with this as I thought I would be. And obviously the Flying Scotsman fell apart within 15 minutes of trying to run it. So hopefully I'll get that back and it'll eventually be sorted. I'm not, oh there you go, it's completely stored on that point now. And that's the controller on 18%. So it's not great, you know, I don't really think it should be doing that personally, a brand new model. I've been perfectly happy with all the other Dapol models I've bought. So I'm not pro Farish or pro Dapol, but yeah, that's a bit of a shame that it doesn't run quite as well as at low speed, because I don't really like to see trains running around at scale 200-mile-an-hour speeds. I do prefer to keep them running a bit slower really. Okay, I'll take that one off the track, and then I'll just show you how smooth and slow this one can go just in comparison. And this has got a tiny wheelbase, much shorter, so in some ways you'd think this one would be a worse performing model. Obviously the mechanism on this one is a lot simpler, but I'll just show you how good this model is. Just one second. So here it is going around the track, super slow. I've got the controller on 10% power, just 10%. This one's pulling 4 wagons, and it's running so nice and smoothly, and really good scale speed, and that's just 10%, and that's just a joy to watch, really. And I wish the the Scotsman and the Mallard model would do that, but they just won't. What I'll do is I'll just show it coming around all the way. It's going to have to face an insaw frog point here with a big dead area, and then another one there, and I'm really confident that you'll be able to watch on camera the fact that it will get around both of them. So if you just bear with us a minute as it slowly makes its way there at 10% power, let's see if it can complete the whole circuit without stalling. I would probably say this is the single best model performance I've ever had, and that's amazing really, considering how short the wheelbase is as well. So it's approaching the point now. Let's see if it's going to make it. Oh, it didn't make that one. Typical, because it did before I did it on camera. Let's just give it a little push. I promise you, I watched this go around this track about 4 times before I set this video to record. Let's see if it goes over the second one. Yeah, made that one without even stalling. Let's put it in reverse and see if it goes back again over them. There we go. Okay, so it made that one again. No, it didn't. Let's see. I mean, obviously it's quite an extreme test really, because it's very slow speed and it is a short wheelbase model. But definitely earlier on it was quite happily going around without stalling. No, thought it was going to make it, but it didn't. Okay, so it's not playing ball this time. But anyway, I promise you, compared to the one you just saw, the Mallard model, it definitely is a better runner. I mean, obviously, if I put the speed up to say 15%, then I'm quite confident it will go over there quite happily. There you go, 15% now. So, these Engage models, they can run well. It just depends on the track, the mechanism. There you go. Okay, so that's it. That's the update for now. So this one I'll be working on. This one I'll be working on. My Scotsman TT gauge set should be coming in the post soon, so I'll let you know as soon as that comes how that looks. Thanks for watching. Have a good Christmas. We'll be posting another video about the Scotsman set before Christmas. That should arrive within the next few days. But other than that, have a good Christmas and speak to you soon. Cheers for now.